Loren Walker. I am Loren Walker, and I am from Cornell Cooperative Extension of Monroe County. I am a SNAP Ed nutrition educator, and it's really nice to have you all here today. And I'm just going to share my screen. So we have our PowerPoint. All right, so today we will be discussing the nutrition facts label, understanding it, what things we can look for. So that is what the lesson will be for today. Perfect. And to start off, let's start with a fun activity. So on here, you see different activity, lifestyle statements. And what I'm going to do for the next couple of slides, I'm going to be choosing some of these and then asking you all if it's something that you do. So let's see. All right, first one. And feel free to unmute yourself, type in the chat box down below to answer these questions. So I want to know who here loves a home-cooked meal? Instead of going out to restaurants, going to fast food places, does anyone just like cooking at home? Yes. Okay, we have a yes.
What classroom is that? 201-4770. I can't tell what teacher. Jenny. Awesome.
Do frozen dinners count? That's a good question. I would say leaning more towards not really, unless you're like getting some, frozen corn, frozen peas, putting that in a meal, a home cooked meal, but the ones that you just microwave, probably not. All right. Many hands went up in my class. Okay, perfect. Yeah, so everyone loves just staying home and cooking. Perfect. All right, next one. Who here doesn't drink soda? Want to let me know? Or do you like to drink soda? I know for me personally, I have to definitely limit my intake of soda and instead, drinking more water because that's healthier for you. A few people don't. Okay, nice. That's awesome. Energy drinks in my room. Yes, yes. I see that's very popular in school-age children, some soda drinkers. Yeah, perfect. Awesome. Thank you all for participating. Most of my class doesn't drink soda. Oh, nice, nice. All right, so next one. This is for all those people who love working out. So how many of you feel good after exercising or working out? Do you enjoy working out? Do you like working out, maybe with a friend?
Going for a good walk or a bike ride or
yeah,
something like that.
Yeah, even gardening, you can exercise by gardening.
Raking leaves, my goodness.
Yeah, lots of ways, right?
That is a workout.
Yes.
Or simply going to the gym.
Yes, absolutely. We have someone saying most like it, but a few said they don't like it, but feel good afterwards. Yeah, see, that's the thing, just getting up, getting active. You probably don't want to feel like it at first, but afterwards it always makes us feel good. Great. All right, and last one here. Who here regularly reads the nutrition facts label? Are you familiar with it? Do you know about it? Have you seen it before? My kids do feel good after exercise. but the exercise happens by being active at home. Perfect. I love that. All right. Anyone read the nutrition facts label? Maybe at home, at the grocery store? Most students don't. Okay. Well, for today's class, we will actually be going over how to read, how to, okay. Yeah, perfect. So we'll be going over that today. So starting out with some objectives for the class today, expectations, overview of the nutrition facts label, nutrition facts label examples, what can we look out for, and lastly, ending with questions or comments that you all may have. Expectations, again, just keeping phones and computers muted, being aware of any background noise. However, at any point, you may unmute to ask questions or add questions or comments in the chat box if you feel comfortable doing so. Lastly, community agreements, being respectful, providing space for others to speak, and also this will help to create a safe space for everyone. All right, so let's discuss some more about what is a nutrition facts label. So to begin, the nutrition facts label is a label that is found on most packaged goods, and in this you will see the nutrient content of the nutrition facts label. And again, this can be on your packaged foods and even your beverages. So like before, someone mentioned, oh, energy drinks in their class. That would have a nutrition facts label on the back. And the thing about the nutrition facts label is you can compare different nutrition facts labels between each other. So if you're looking at a food item you want to get, oh, which one would be the healthier option for me? You can look at the nutrition facts label and base that off of your needs. Again, this will help us make healthier choices. All right, so here are just some examples that I put up, but there's many more. So we have our box of Cheez-Its, we have our canned items, even our frozen items. Up here I have peaches. And then lastly, the nutrition facts label can be found on beverages. So I want to ask you all a question. When you go out to the grocery store, what are some food items that you like to purchase?
And no worries, answers will come. It just takes a second for teachers to ask and then kind of collect answers.
No worries. No worries. When I grocery shop, I like purchasing snacky foods, you know, like the chips, try and get multigrain. I see in the chat we have milk, eggs, yes, cheese, dairy, fruit, pasta, tomatoes, beans. That's great, beans. Fresh fruit and vegetables from the public market. Awesome, that's great. Milk, soda, cereal, fresh produce, rice, cookies, fresh produce, potatoes. Awesome, yeah, that's great. So all of the different examples that you all put in the chat are perfect. They will have the nutrition facts label on them. However, when we're talking about fresh produce, which I see some in the chat, it won't directly have the nutrition facts label right there because you're picking, it's right there. You can grab and go, put it in the bag, measure it out. So you would be able to see the nutrition facts label, just a quick Google search, you know, everyone looks up Google for everything, right? So That's also a great resource to find the nutrition facts label. Perfect. All right, so we discussed briefly about what is the nutrition facts label. However, some people may think, oh, where do I start? So let's take a closer look. All right, to begin, first we want to look at the first thing that we see on the nutrition facts label, which is what I have highlighted over to your left, 8 servings per container, and then the serving size, 2/3 cup. So let's start off with the serving size. The serving size is the amount of food people typically consume. It's not based off of what is recommended. It's based off of what people typically would consume from the food item. And looking up at the servings per container, this means how much servings you can get from the product by using the serving size amount. So I know that can be a little bit confusing to understand. So I'm going to break down this example a little bit more for you. So as we said before, serving size. We have a cup here that's going to represent 2/3 cup. However, at the top here, you see 8 servings per container. So what that means is we need 8 of these cups, and that will equal how much food product is in that container. So you would be able to get 8 servings of these by using the serving size. Does that make sense to everyone? And I know it's kind of a learning curve, but the more that you look at it, the more that you see it, you'll pick it out better and you'll be able to realize, oh, this is what this means. This is how much servings that it has in here. So if anyone has any questions, please let me know. But we will move on to the 2 columns for the nutrition facts label. So as you can see, in some different food items, I see this on beverages, some like packaged foods, some soups. You'll actually see 2 columns. And what this 2 columns mean is that it's showing you how many nutrients you are consuming per serving. So this is based on the serving size, or per container, which is based on the whole package of the container. So I just wanted to point that out to you all. That's what that means if you see both dual columns. All right, let's move on to calories. So calories are your unit of energy. So you will get your energy from all different sources, your carbohydrates, your fats, your sugars. So typically on the nutrition facts label, it goes off of 2,000 calories a day, which is going to be your general guide, right? However, everyone is different. Some people may need less calories per day, others may need more. An example of this is if someone here likes to work out. Their bodies are burning more energy when you're working out. So you would need more calories for your body. And again, you can contact your doctor about this as well to see which calorie intake is best for you. And I have also put up this My Plate, My Plan, just typing in to Google My Plate, My Plan, and this will kind of give you your specific calorie intake if you want to do it online. And it'll ask you questions about your age, your gender, how much you weigh, and it can calculate the recommended calorie amount for you. And actually, sorry about that. I can put this in the chat for you all if you all are interested. All right. All right, so in the next couple of slides, I'm going to be demonstrating different nutrition facts labels with the products. So for this one, we'll be talking about calories. And I want you all to tell me which product is lower in calories. So on your left, we have Chewy Dips, granola bar. And then on our right, we have Chewy peanut butter and chocolate chip. So by looking at the calories section, which is lower in calories? And feel free to let me know in the chat box or unmute. Looking at the calories, so let me highlight it for everyone. Calories, the right. Yes, the right. Perfect. Perfect, good job. All right, so next we're going to be talking about total fats. So total fats are located on underneath the calorie section of the nutrition facts label. And you can get this from both plants and animals. And this is really useful for proper growth and development. And there is a difference, however, between unhealthy and healthy fats. So we want to incorporate more of our healthier fats in our diet. So that would be your nuts, your seeds, olive oil, peanut butter. Those type of fats are going to be healthy for us. And then we have our cholesterol. Cholesterol, eating too much of it is not going to be healthy for our bodies and our heart. So we really want to try and limit the intake of unhealthy fats and cholesterol. So again, which product is lower in total fat? Lower in total fat. Over here we have Cheez-Its, reduced fat, and on your right we have Cheez-Its, the original. So by looking at the total fat, which is less? Yes, the left one has reduced fat. Yes, and if we see right here, total fat, 6 grams for the reduced Cheez-Its, and then total fat for your regular Cheez-Its, 7 grams. So your reduced fat is going to be less in your fats. Perfect. All right, next let's go over to sodium. So sodium is a mineral and it's actually good for us, you know, but excessive amounts are not good for us. And that can contribute to high blood pressure. And you see a lot of the times in fast food restaurants, there's a high intake of sodium that they put in their products. So we just want to be mindful of sodium in our diet. And sodium, where you can find it, is directly under cholesterol, as you can see on the left-hand side. We need roughly about 2,300 milligrams a day. So just being mindful that sodium, it can add up in our day, right? So we definitely want to limit our intake of sodium. So which product is lower in sodium? On our left-hand side, we have sweet corn, and on our right-hand side, we have sweet corn, no salt added. So from these two, by looking at the sodium on the nutrition facts label, is less. The right, yes, the right-hand side, it is less. And I can point this out for us. Sodium, 0 milligrams. So that doesn't have any sodium in it. And the thing about that is we can add different herbs or put in how much sodium that we want. We can visually see how much sodium is in there. And then on our left-hand side, 260 milligrams of sodium in the sweet corn. So that's a big difference, right? All right, perfect. Next, let's go into more of the total carbohydrates. So total carbohydrates are our energy source. We find them mostly in plant foods, and as well as they have dietary fiber, which helps us increase our intake of nutrients and vitamins. Dietary fiber is really, really, really good for us. Also, we have total sugars listed in the total carbohydrate section as well. And with total sugars, that means that there are natural sugars and added sugars. And as you can see here on the left-hand side, where I have it highlighted, right under total sugars, you'll see includes 10 grams of added sugars. So what this is saying is from the total sugar amount, which is 12 grams, 10 of those grams are added sugars. Does that kind of make sense to everyone? So for total sugars, for natural sugars, which are healthy for us, there would be 2 grams. And I know that's a lot of math, but I just want you all to be aware that now you'll see that on the nutrition facts label, there's a section that tells you, oh, this is how much added sugars are in this product. And added sugars are something we want to limit in our diet. So we want to limit the intake of added sugars, but increase the intake of dietary fiber. All right, which product is higher in dietary fiber? On our left-hand side, we have white bread, and on our right-hand side, we have whole wheat bread. So looking at the nutrition facts label, which is higher in dietary fiber? Yeah, so I see in the chat, someone said the left-hand side. So if we're looking at the dietary fiber, which would be right here, this says 1 gram, right? However, if we're looking on our right-hand side with the whole grain bread product, dietary fiber says 4 grams. So yeah, so actually the product that is higher in fiber will be our whole grain product. And typically, when we're choosing whole grain versus our white bread product, there'll be a lot more fiber in the whole grain product. So fiber is really, really good for us. We want fiber in our diet. Thank you all for participating in that. All right. Now let's move on to protein. So protein we can get from both plants and animals. It's necessary for our proper growth and development, and it helps our body rebuild and repair cells, especially if we're working out. We want protein in our diet, right? It's going to help our body tissues recover from our workout. And our protein will be listed right below added sugars, and it will be bolded. And the recommended amount is about 50 grams, but again, that can change depending on the person and their needs. All right, so now let's talk about nutrients. So nutrients are going to be really rich in your vitamins and minerals. We want a lot of these minerals in our intake of food, right? So over here on the left-hand side, we have vitamin D, calcium, iron, potassium. These are all nutrients that will better our health. So looking at this on our nutrition facts label, we can see how much of this product has vitamin D, calcium. However, in most diets, especially in the United States, we don't really get a lot of these good nutrients, right? However, we want to shift that. We want to incorporate that more in our diet and increase the intake of these nutrients. So a way that we can get these nutrients is by eating lots of veggies and fruits. So I want everyone in the chat to let me know what your favorite vegetable or fruit is. Banana. I love bananas too. And strawberries. Bananas and strawberries, perfect mix. Broccoli. Ew. Broccoli's good for us. Try roasting your vegetables. Too, they bring out a different flavor. Apples, oranges, grapes, corn, beans, watercress. Nice. I put watercress in my stir fry. It's really good in stir fry. That's awesome. Yeah, so all of these different berries, all of these different fruits and vegetables are going to be helpful for our bodies. So we want to increase our intake. I see pomegranate, kiwi, celery, guava, kiwi, perfect. I love hearing all these different fruits and vegetables. All right, and the last thing we will be discussing today on the nutrition facts label is percent daily value. So the percent daily value tells you how much a nutrient in a serving of food that contributes to a daily diet. And again, this is based off of 2,000 calories. So typically what we say is 5% daily value or less of a nutrient per serving is considered low. However, 20% daily value or more of a nutrient per serving is considered high. So I love looking at the percent daily value because it's kind of like a cheat sheet. So how would this look like if we're in the grocery store and we want to know more about these different nutrients and what we should get less in, what we should get more in? So typically we want to score more, around the 20% daily value, for our dietary fiber, vitamin D, calcium, iron, and potassium. However, we want to score more lower, so our 5% daily value range in our saturated fat, our sodium, and added sugars, right? Because we don't want to eat a lot of those types of nutrients in our diet. So I have an example here. So this is an example of a frozen lasagna. So this is what it's based off of. So as you can see here, let's look at saturated fat, right? And then let's look at the percent daily value. So remember, 20 or higher is considered a high nutrient, right? So for this saturated fat, we don't want to see this number. This is high, right? 23%, that's over 20%. So we want to see the saturated fat more around the 5%, 10% and lower range. All right, next, let's move on to sodium. Sodium is 37% of our daily value in this product. And I want you to let me know in the chat. I want you all to let me know in the chat if this is considered high or low. High, yes, this is considered a high nutrient. And since it's sodium, we don't want a lot in our diet from sodium, right? We want that to be more low, 10%-ish, below 5%. And I want to go back up to the total fat. So as you can see here, our saturated fat, that's going to be considered our unhealthy fat, as well as our trans fat. That's right below saturated fat. The healthy fats in our diet, there's not an example on here, but sometimes in this column, the total fat section, right underneath trans fat, you'll either see mono unsaturated fat or poly unsaturated fat. So the typical rule here for fats is when it just lists saturated fat, that's going to be an unhealthy fat, right? Trans saturated fat, unhealthy fat. When you put unsaturated fat in the beginning, that's a healthy fat. So unsaturated is going to be more of our healthier fats, like our peanut butter we listed, or canola oil, olive oil, nuts, seeds. Saturated fats are going to be our meatier cuts of meat, fattier cuts of meat, processed foods, lunch meats, bologna, hot dogs. So I hope that makes sense to everyone. All right, and then we'll pick another example out here. So let's go to sodium, or let's go to calcium. My apologies. Calcium has 25% of our daily value. This is considered high, right? However, since it's calcium, this is a nutrient that we need in our diet. So this is okay if it's more, a little bit more higher, right? Does that make sense to everyone? All right. Sorry, I'm going over time a little bit here, but we're coming to the end of our lesson today, and you all will have a nutrition facts label handout for you that your teachers will pass out. And this kind of just goes over the different topics that we discussed in the nutrition facts label. And you can have this for your own look back, your own paper that you can reference back to for the nutrition facts label. All right, so hopefully you won't be questioning anymore about the nutrition facts label, or just have a better idea of how to look at the nutrition facts label, what things we should get, what nutrients we should get more of, what nutrients we should get less of. And I just want to open it up to all of you guys. What is one thing you learned about the nutrition facts label today? I see in the chat here, we have look before you buy, because I never looked before. Yeah, that's great. Definitely comparing your nutrition facts labels and just looking a little bit more at them. That's awesome. How to read nutrition labels. Perfect. I learned that the average consumption of calories is 20 per person. Yeah, yes, it's, yeah, 2,000 per person, yeah, perfect. And again, our calories can change, everyone's different. Some people need more calories, some need less. That's perfect. We learn to be more careful. Thank you for the wonderful handouts. We will be using this more. Perfect. I'm so glad you guys enjoyed. My doctor might tell me what I need because I need more nutrients or calories. Yeah, absolutely. I learned sodium can cause high blood pressure. Yes, yes, that is perfect. I learned to always read the nutrition label, always. Yes, the nutrition facts label is really helpful for us, right? And seeing what nutrients are in the foods we are consuming. Perfect, awesome. So is there any questions or comments that you all may have? Anything that you want me to go over?
What was the main one, the nutrition label that you mainly referenced? Was it from a certain product? I just didn't know if it was just like a random one, for example. But
yes.
Is it something specific?
Yes, that's a good question. So for that, let me see if I can actually go back to it. For that particular nutrition label, we were trying to figure out what is it referencing? You know, it could possibly be cereal. We were thinking, the other nutrition educators here, possibly cereal is what I'm guessing because of the 2/3 cup measurement. And then it has, you know, some in it as well, sodium. So
interesting.
that's my guess.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, thanks for asking though.
And a lot of added sugar too, so.
A lot of
probably.
added sugar, yes. Anyone else have any questions or comments?
If there's not, I just thank you so much, Lauren, for delivering such a good presentation, just very clear and concise. And it sounds like people learned a lot. So that's what I'm always excited about.
Yeah.
So kudos to you.
awesome.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. Just want to thank you all for being here today.